AITA for refusing to go home to my parents even after they called the cops and CPS? I, 16M, went to my best friend's house 3 weeks ago and refused to go home, even after my parents got CPS and the cops involved. My parents are still fighting to bring me back to them, and they talked to my best friend's parents, and the adults had a several hours long talk, and afterward my parents told me they'd change, and they wanted to make things work. But I told them I didn't trust them, and living with them comes with so much negativity and rejection that I'd rather be someplace the people around me want me there. My parents told me they want me, and they never ever said otherwise. I said they did a shitty job of proving that to me, and then my parents told me I was punishing them for the actions of other people. The reason I left is basically my whole life's worth of family issues. My dad was divorced when he met my mom, and my mom's first husband had died. I think it was a year after my dad's divorce and 2.5 years after my mom lost her first husband when they met. My dad had 2 kids, and my mom had 3. My half-siblings are 13, mom's oldest, 10, mom's middle, 9, dad's oldest, and 8, mom's youngest and dad's youngest, years older than me. My half-siblings hated their step-sibling and their step-parent. Before I was born, there was a ton of fighting. It got worse after I was born. None of my half-siblings liked me, and when I was 6 months old, my dad's ex-wife died, which created even more problems and hate according to extended family. I don't know all the details, but when I was 3, my parents left me with my mom's oldest babysitting, and she left me in the house alone. My dad came home and found me, and my half-sister was nowhere to be seen. When mom confronted her about it, she told her she'd left maybe 4 or 5 hours before. It was something my extended family on dad's side talked about for years after, and I'd hear it being brought up every few weeks. Apparently, when I was little, a bunch of my toys were broken by my half-siblings. They'd kick or smash them so I couldn't play. I don't remember them doing it, but my dad admitted it happened, and he told me once he was glad it stopped by the time I could remember. I remember a lot of fighting, and I remember my half-siblings being really mad at me when I had no idea why. They always told me to stop calling them siblings or half-siblings and to say we weren't family, because we weren't. And I'd see them fight each other, step versus step, and then say the same mean stuff about me, but they still hated each other too. Whenever I was left with them, they would either lock me in my room, or they locked me outside a few times. My parents knew about it, but they kept leaving me with them. Other times my half-siblings fought our shared parent, because our parent would offer to drive them somewhere, and they'd say no way, because they didn't want to be in the car with, or next to me. My dad's kids even threatened to open the car door next to me, and let me go if they had to sit next to me. Whenever I had a family birthday, they'd refuse to join in, and would say stuff like they'd rather be dead, over their dead body. They didn't give a fuck about me, or why would they celebrate nothing. They all moved out eventually, but my parents still saw their own kids a lot, and they'd join in for family celebrations as long as they weren't my celebrations. They'd always make a point of not being close to me. They refused sibling photos with me and their steps. At Christmas, they would come and bring gifts for cousins and leave me out. My extended family never cared more than my parents did. All my extended family were good for was telling me more about the stuff that happened before I was born or could remember. When my mom's oldest got married, she told my mom I wasn't invited. Neither were the steps, and dad wasn't welcome either, but she guessed she couldn't stop her from bringing him as a +1. My mom and dad forced me to go anyway, and mom's oldest made a point to let it be known I wasn't wanted there. They tried to bring me to a baby shower for her too, and her husband would not let me in. Dad's oldest got married, and they forced me to go to that uninvited again. This time it was a smaller thing, so they refused to let me in, and my parents tried to fight it, and basically made me watch as I was rejected over and over again the whole day. My parents still let my half-siblings into their house, where they were nothing but mean to me. My half-siblings who are married have spouses who ignore me. My mom's middle kid is getting married. And again, I'm not invited, and my parents were planning to pull the same stuff again. They planned it even though she was rude when she came to our house like a month ago. My parents said I'm their sibling and all this other stuff. I realized they would never do better by me. That's why I left and why I refuse to go back. I don't trust them to stop putting me in those positions, and I don't believe them when they say they'll change. My parents told me I need to be home, and not with my best friend's family. And as my parents, they can demand I go home. I told them even if my best friend's parents change their minds, I won't go back to them, and their house isn't my home. They told me I'm being difficult and putting my best friend's family in a bad place. My best friend's family told me it was good with them for me to stay, and my best friend's mom told me it would be better if I stayed. Ida,